You know it's going to be a good day when your outfit's a sleigh. Hi, I'm Holly Scarfoni, and welcome to Sweet and Salty. And I'm here with my producer and best friend, Gabriel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast.
The podcast. We are just a casual day.
Yeah, it's a bit of a crazy one today, but yeah.
For those of you who are just listening, I'm wearing a beautiful gown by the Atelier, which is like a $15,000 dress. Beautiful feathers.
Runway. Fresh off the runway.
Fresh. I look like Elsa, but brunette. So representation. But yeah, but here we are. You know, I just threw on something comfortable and we're here to just talk and discuss. It's been a crazy week for both Gabriel and I. We've been like on the phone with each other.
Debriefing many things. I think we've lived several lives, both of us this week.
What is that on your neck, Gabriel? What is that on your neck?
That is
Gabriel
your business.
Gabriel shows up this morning. By the way, I saw him yesterday and he was like flustered. He goes, you know, I have had the craziest couple days. Like, you know, maybe, perhaps, I don't want to speak for you. His date hasn't like gone amazing. He goes, and then he shows up this morning with a fresh hickey. I'm like, maybe you like him.
Look, what can I say? It was a pretty wild night, okay?
Oh my God.
Keeping it PG. Keeping it PG for now.
We're just living our... I actually was thinking that yesterday. Like, I was on my way out to dinner and I was like, I really am just a girl in her 20s meeting for dinner.
Very Sex and the City lifestyle that we live.
I like that. I feel like that's important in life, though. It's just like glamorize your life. Picture yourself in a movie. Like, I feel like anytime I'm down or like, I don't know if this is gonna be controversial or not, but like anytime I'm down or like feel depressed, I think to myself, like, how can I get out of this? And then I think like, if I just romanticize my life, pretend like I'm in a movie, all it really takes is a nice blowout and maybe a fresh manicure and like, we're back, you know? Yeah. I've like never done like a blue eye makeup look, but I'm like loving it. It's giving the love wedge. So I feel like I like embody that personality a little bit, especially like when I'm dating. I think about that movie a lot.
Yeah, and on the topic of dating, I mean, I feel like today's episode, given that we've both been on a bit of a journey in the last couple of days,
I'm gonna get in trouble, literally. But you know what? Let's get in some trouble. Why not? So a little bit of an update. I did unblock the guy who sent me those flowers. The first. Oh, that's probably him right now.
The notifications are coming through.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm surprised he's not in your WhatsApp archived.
There's a few in there. There's a few.
It's the graveyard. It's the graveyard.
I actually don't understand, like, being an American coming over to London, like, there is a whole WhatsApp culture that, like, no one teaches us about. Like, everyone uses iMessage over, like, in the US. I prefer WhatsApp, but, like, when I started dating my ex, I would notice that he would get text messages and, like, he would have a bunch in the archive. What does that mean?
Shady.
Is it shady? Because I started using the archive, and this is going to get me in trouble because now he's going to be like, let me see your archive. Like, the archives are like the message people like, I don't know how to deal with, maybe tucked away.
Sneaky links.
But why does it exist? Is it for that?
I don't know, I guess.
Do you have an, like, what's your archive like?
You don't want to know.
I like have a crazy, like, there's like maybe 6, but like there's one message. So by the way, like a little bit of context, I dropped my phone in the bath yesterday and it's like not working. But like, not only is it not working, like it will swipe on its own. So it will type messages, click on photos, send them anywhere. Like it literally has a mind of its own. And it literally went into my WhatsApp. Like I can't even open it. Went into my archive. Went to like a message that was sent like maybe a year and a half ago. And it was this guy and he messaged me like, if I had my phone, I could show you. He's like, I know it's been a while since we looked each other deep in the eyes, but like it was like a poetic, like deep message. And my phone just started like sending him like script. It was like insane. Genuinely, like I've had to like put it away. It's gotten me in some trouble. So yeah. That's what's going on. What about you, Gabriel? How's your dating life been?
I mean, we're definitely not here to discuss my dating life because it's been a shamble recently. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's been a crazy one, hasn't it? But you know what? I want to hear about your worst date.
My worst date ever?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I feel so bad because I'm about to. You know what? I feel like I've been on like a few that like maybe aren't great, but there's one that stands out the most where I'm like, okay, like I genuinely did not, it's almost like it almost was out of a movie. Like it was comical.
Wait, is it the guy that's name is a breakfast food?
Yeah, so I've said this on live before. Should I just say his name? Okay, so I know he was born with a different name, but he legally changed his name to a breakfast food.
Don't say it, yeah. I feel like we got to say the story, and the punchline is definitely his name.
Like genuinely.
I thought Benedict.
But it's like, yeah, I talked to Gabriel this morning, and like it just kind of came up, and like, and he was like, oh, Benedict, is it? But I was like, that would actually be like, you know, a reasonable answer. Like, just wait and see. But anyway, this is like when I was in college, so it was a few years ago, and this guy, he was messaging me like mainly on Snapchat, which like I guess is like I don't have it now, but like it's normal, I guess then. And so he messaged me. He was like trying to take me out. I was like, okay, finally, I'll do it. So he messaged me like, hey, like I'm outside your house, like he's gonna come pick me up, obviously, and he pulls up. And I'm like expecting like, a car or whatever. And he comes and picks me up on a motorcycle. And my first thought is like, okay. But then I'm like, okay, let's like kind of Lana Del Rey chic. You know what I mean? Like this is different, bad boy vibes. I'll take it. Kind of cool. So whatever, he picks me up. He's got one helmet and puts it on him. Okay, he puts me on the back of a motorcycle, which my mom always growing up was like, never get on a motorcycle. Like, they're so scary. But I was like, okay, I was like being a little bit scandalous. So I got on the back of the bike. And the thing about this date is like, he didn't want to tell me where he was taking me. Like, it was supposed to be like this big surprise. Like, he was going to swoop me off my feet. Great. But like any advice for any girls out there, like find out where you're going. If you don't know this guy, obviously his name like is not... Oh, this is mean. It's not a real name. Like, it is a real name, but like, if I went to the police and been like, hey, can I say it?
No, wait, no, yeah. If you need to actually.
Okay. They'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, they think I'm crazy.
Sounds like a McDonald's breakfast order.
Yeah, there's a hint. So anyway, he picks me up and we start going on the highway. And like, while I'm on the back of this like motorcycle, we're like in the mountains, okay? So it's windy, it's scary, there's a bunch of cars. I don't even know where he's taking me. Like I thought he was gonna take me in town. He takes me on the highway. We're on the bike for about like 30 minutes. I'm like, I don't know where he's taking me. Like this is kind of scary. Like for a woman, like I feel like the biggest thing is like feeling safe, especially someone you don't know.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like we're on the way to the restaurant and then here, and the motorcycle breaks down on the side of the highway, okay? And it's cold. So we have to obviously, hop off the bike, have to wait for someone to fix up the bike. But that's not even the weird part. Like, that's not even the part that's like sketch, okay? We sit down at the date and we're sitting down and I'm like, oh, so like, where are you from? Like normal questions. And he goes, oh, like, a country. And then he'll be like, oh yeah, like I saw you did this last week and this, and tell me about this. And oh, how did you get it? Like, it's like he knew a lot about my life. And he was like really, he was asking me questions, but they were very, very specific. Like, how do you know this girl from this trip that you took like years ago? Not that he had mutual friends. Like he was just like, he just knew. And like, but the worst part is like, I would ask him questions back and he wouldn't tell me a thing about him. Like to this day, the only thing I know about him is his legally changed name, okay? Long story short, the date's over. He takes me home on the highway again, okay? I don't know anything about motorcycles, but like we were in the mountains, so like there was air picking up the bike. I don't know if that even like sounds possible. The air was picking up the bike and he was getting scared, okay? Okay, we get home, we're safe. I'm like telling my friends about this date, right? I'm like, okay, I'll probably like not gonna see him again. Turns out I proceed to see this man everywhere that I go for the remainder of college, by the way. Like I'm talking about like while I'm at the mall, he's like at the same street as me walking. I'd never seen him before this, okay? And then I saw him like, and then I remember like, I had torn my ACL. I was at like physical therapy and like I looked next to me and like he's at the physical therapy like thing next to me, like on the stage. I was like, what is going on? Like I would see him everywhere. And I just don't even know. Like, I was like, who is this? I don't even know how to tell you his name. Like, it's crazy. You guys, his name was literally Hash Brown. hash brown. Like, I'm on the date. Like, am I supposed to call him hash or brown? Like, hash brown. Well, I'm not going to call him brown. But, you know what I mean?
But
I'm
it's
like,
how do you even say this in like?
and I asked him because that's what I mean. And he was cute. Like, he looked like he could be like Middle Eastern, maybe like Indian descent. Like, he looked cute. So that's why I was like, you know, where are you from? Like, you know, hash brown. Like, obviously I'm talking to him on Snapchat and like he, you know, his name is Hash Brown. I'm like, okay, that's like a Snapchat name, whatever. He literally, like, his name was legally changed. Sorry, he's probably listening to this.
I need to see a passport. You know what? I need to see an ID license, like passport. I need to see the proof.
I need to now. Like, this is like something I've learned. Like, whenever I'm dating someone, I need to see some identification.
Brown, if you're listening to this, we'd love
I'm
to
so
have you
sorry.
on the podcast, it's
honestly, like, if you want to come and have a second rendezvous, come and sit here. I would love to like know anything about you, but
you should do a hash brown taste test with Hash Brown.
That's so mean. I don't want to put down a man, but we're gonna put down a man. You know what? No.
Excuse me?
Yeah, no. Like, forget it. We are. But yeah, definitely like gonna ask for identification in the future. Like, I like within even the last week, like people just lie about their age here. Like, they just lie. Like, I feel like I've realized like more people lie about their lives than they don't. Okay. And I get like, you know, people try to talk themselves up. I get it. Like, maybe if that's like part of networking and stuff, I feel like that's a huge thing in LA. Like, oh yeah, like we have this big mansion and, you know, name dropping and whatever. But like, I don't know, like lying about your name and age, like those are your fundamentals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. It's literally crazy. It's wild. Like, why are you lying about, like, no one cares. No one cares.
But you know what? I was thinking about it. It's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm too on it. Like, I feel like I just open my mouth and like just words come out. Like, maybe I should start being a little bit more reserved. But like, you really could just create your own identity. Like, you really could. Like, there is free will.
Yeah, but like
you really could.
Anna Delvey, like the most insane.
Like, I really could go out and be like, I'm a German Harris. You know, like, who's gonna, well, people
not with that accent.
Well, who knows? You know what I mean? Like, my name could be fucking Benedict.
But I think about this all the time. Like, every time I go to like a different city, like when I went to New York last year, and I was like, I could literally infiltrate like any part of like this like community, any industry, change my name, say that I'm this person, that I have this amount of money, and people, like, if you play the game right, like, people will believe you. And I remember when I used to go out with my friends, like in when I was like 18, we would have this competition of like who can make up the most ridiculous persona.
I see, people like you scare me. I love you, but like that scares me because I feel like people have done that to me, and I'm like, who have I? Like, I get like, who am I even? But I've done that once.
Yeah, but it's so fun. Like, you just play characters. Sometimes, but you know what? Like, I feel like especially in cities like London, like you get tired of going out and like, you know,
you gotta spice it up.
You go to the smoking area and like you've got the same people asking you the same questions. What do you do for work? Like,
I never ask people what they do for work. I feel like it's taboo. No one ever talks about that. I can't.
But I just feel like all these questions that people ask, and it's like it just gets tiring answering all the time the same thing, and like I just get bored. And like I actually love talking about myself. Like, I mean, you know,
I feel like that if you want to charm someone, just ask about them. Yeah. You know what I mean? People love to speak about themselves. That's like a dark psychology tip 101 with Holly Scarfoni. But
and there's many. There's
many. Yeah, maybe I'll make an episode about that because I could write a novel. But I did that once, actually. My friend Dom convinced me. She goes, Holly, please, like, let's throw on wigs and let's go to a local bar and let's just like, we'll give each other identity. So we didn't get to pick what we were. So she wore a red wig and I put on a blonde wig. Okay. And let me just tell you, the way that men treated me blonde, like, I have a newfound respect for blonde women out there. Like, it is absolutely crazy. I was like, well, I'm not. I don't want anyone to sound like bite this. I was a blow up doll. Like, the way that men came up to me blonde, like, they were touching me. Like, one of them was like, you know, wanting to offer me money. Like, that's like, as a brunette, like, I don't know if that's really ever happened, but like, it's like, what is going on?
Even when we were in Mykonos with Vic and the girls, and they were we noticed this.
The blondes,
there's different treatment. Like, it's insane.
Do you guys feel like blondes like travel in groups?
Yeah,
they do. Yeah, my sister's blonde. Sorry, I don't know why we always get back to the topic of this, but yeah. Anyway,
wait. Actually, I wanted to ask you. Because you were talking about age, we were talking about lying about age, right? What is the oldest that you would date?
The oldest man I would date? I think it's a fine line because like it gets to a part where it gets to an age where it's like, why are you this old and single? You know what I mean? I think now I'm 25. I think maybe 45 might be 47. No, 45, 43.
I feel like the fine line is
45 and that's pushing it.
Yeah.
You know, like it can't be too much where it's like, obviously, like if I'm going to date someone, I want to take them home to my father and like,
unless they're
it's going to be inappropriate. Like it's going to get inappropriate.
And with a fat bank account, then, then we will, maybe we can make an exception. But
if he's got like a big bank account.
Yeah, and he's on the brink of death.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm so traumatized by dating men with wealth. I actually like, you know why? Because I feel like men with wealth like use it as an overcompensation, and I feel like they try to dangle pretty things in my face, and then they forget that I've got my own shit going on. Do you know what I mean? And then this is like, I don't know. I like my whole brain. Like,
you really wanted to get into something there, and you really stopped yourself.
I really did. You know why? Because like I feel like men a lot of times, and I feel like it's just like they try to use their money to control women. Because it's just like, I don't want to get too much into it, but like our society has been created, okay, decades ago, for women have just been like set behind a little bit to get their money up. But when they do, like men hate dating women with wealth. I think they do. Okay, they want a woman, and I've had men say this to me to my face, like, I want a woman that hasn't seen as much so I can show it to her. And like, and she can be in awe, and I can like, create these experiences for her. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, that is like crazy. Like, I don't know, like that's almost like an overcompensation. It's like, what, you can't just like offer her knowledge and like presence, and like you have to like, do you know what I mean? Like put on a performance. I don't know. Maybe that's a hot take, but.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But also I'm a gay man, so.
Yeah.
Different perspectives,
Yeah.
But it's wild. Like even in like from like how when I date guys, it's kind of crazy because I feel a similar vibe as well. Like obviously it's a very different dynamic, but
your dynamic was crazy this last weekend. We don't have to dive into it, but
so my another dynamic that was crazy was when I dated that guy in San Francisco. And
well, that's your first red flag.
Pay for his Chick-fil-A.
That's crazy. Here's the thing though, like, and you know what? You can soundbite this. I don't think that I would date a man that doesn't make as much money than me or has as much wealth. And like maybe people will disagree with that or call me certain names, whatever. But like I stand on business with that because I feel like it does create like an insecurity dynamic. I don't know, maybe perhaps like I'm still growing and like maybe there's more people to meet, but like I don't know. Like I need a man that motivates me and like is determined. I don't even think it's about the monetary money. Have a job. Have a job. That's number one. Have a job. Yeah. I had so many men say, I have a job. And then I start dating them. It's like, you don't have a, well, do I have a job? I do have a job.
Yeah. But you're at work right now. What do you mean to
work? I'm like, I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like, get to work. Okay? Start building our house. Sorry. I don't know if I can say that. Sorry.
No, I agree. I think, it's.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. I still like to be in a, like part of me does like that traditional dynamic. Like I like to take on a feminine role. Like I like a man to lead, but naturally, like I've got a strong personality and I know how to lead. I know how to do things and get things done. So I need a man who's even more of that. And I can just be like divine in my couture,
Yeah, divine in your family.
I don't need that much.
Oh, that's going to be a great TikTok clip. That is going to be great.
Anyway.
I mean, okay, so we spoke about worst date.
Yeah.
What about the craziest date? Like the most extravagant thing that a man has ever done for you where you were like,
there's
okay,
been a few.
He's overcompensating as hell.
I've got literally something comes to mind. There's one specific, but the lore to this goes crazy, okay? I don't want to out him, but let's just get into it. This was also when I was in college. Like, I feel like if anyone is watching that I knew in college, I just apologize for my behavior because that was just like a train wreck, okay? But of glamour and beauty and fun. But anyway, there was this guy and he was messaging me again. Like, he was cute. He was nice. He had just graduated like a couple years after or before me. So he was like a couple years older, okay? And like he does real estate. He's going to love that I'm talking about this right now. I know. Okay, he's going to love this and he's going to tell all the... No. You know what? Let me get into this. So anyway, he goes, let me... I haven't... Like, we were chatting here and there for a while and he goes, let me take you to California. And let me just preface this. Never travel with a man, girls, okay? Unless you know him, unless you like are ready to maybe like, you know, be intimate with him. Like obviously like just be safe, you know? You never want to travel
with a man, never travel for a
and
man.
never live with a man if you don't have a ring, okay? But yeah,
Yes.
Our hair girl is like clapping in the corner. But like he goes, okay, be ready tomorrow. I'm having the jet ready. He chartered this beautiful jet, $100,000 jet, gorgeous, to come from like here, or sorry, I was in Colorado at the time, to California. And so basically he goes, be ready at 2 p.m. Okay. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go out the night before, whatever, get some good sleep. I go to sleep and I wake up and I look at the clock and it's 3 p.m. And I was like, oh, like I missed the flight. You know what I mean? Oops. I wake up, there's like 80 missed calls from him. He goes, you know what I mean? Like whatever. And so I pick up, I'm so sorry. Like I just woke up, like, you know, can you hold the plane? And so he goes, okay, you know what? Like, don't even worry about packing. Just get into a car. It was like the airport's like private airport. It's like 15 minutes. Get in the car and be here in 15 minutes. I'm going to hold the plane. We're going to go. And I was like, okay, like period. I literally didn't grab a single thing. I grabbed my toothbrush. I grabbed like my dignity and like literally that's it. Okay. Like I'm like raw dogging this entire experience. I'm in college. Like I was like reckless.
At least you had your toothbrush with you.
Yeah, always. Like I'm like super like, what's it called? Germaphobe. So yeah, anyway. I'm zooming and I get there, we go on the plane, you know, we're doing tequila shots, we're having fun. No Mile High, you guys. I know what you're thinking. It hasn't been done yet. Okay, I'm saving that for marriage. But anyway, we take it to, you know, California. We have a great time. We go to Laguna Beach. I think that was us. We had such a good time. They really took care of me. And then like I remember like coming back home and telling my mom like I really like this guy. And then I proceeded to date someone else the next week, okay? Just like never leave. Like the side characters just keep on siding.
Oh, but I love the side characters. Like the
lore is insane and it's still going. Yeah. Like it's still going. But anyway.
It's gonna still keep going.
Yeah.
But like obviously when you dated him, like that was when you were how old? Like 20,
I was like,
19?
this is like way before the show and stuff. Like I was like 20 maybe.
Yeah. So like
my frontal lobe was not developed. And
obviously now it is. Now your frontal lobe is very much developed. Yeah. So like what do you think the differences are from like dating as like a 20-year-old?
Oh my, everything.
In college and now dating as a 25-year-old woman like living in London. Like what's like the differences you see in yourself and like the differences you see in the dating life?
I get, you know what, I get it now. Like when I was younger, I was like, you know, I understood that like, you know, men could be creepy and like situations could be taken advantage, I don't know, sorry, advantageable, whatever. But now that I'm like, my frontal lobe is developed, I do realize that there is a power dynamic, like in a lot of situations that like, you don't realize as a young girl. In my 20s, I did not know, I'd never dated a narcissist. I didn't even know what a narcissist was. I didn't know that men were lurking. Like I was fed the idea that like, you know, men were gonna, you know, take you on a date and, you know, when you guys are ready, you're gonna be intimate. And like, when that happens, like, you know, it's a really great moment. And yeah, obviously I knew that, you know, you play games when you're dating, like, you know, when you're young, but like, you don't realize like how predatorial men are, especially like when you go out. Like I would go out, you know, I feel like most girls like to go out to just get cute, pretty, like dance, have a good time, like, and just be free-spirited. And then I learned, this might just be like the stupidest epiphany ever, but like men go out with the sole factor, like, oh, I want to go and see this person tonight. I want to try and, you know, get this person in bed. Like they really do just try and prey on women. Like, but you don't realize, like, or at least I didn't when I was younger, you know, like obviously like I grew up and I'm very grateful to have grown up with like men that I look up to. Like my father has been so amazing to me and respectful and like, you know, all of that. And so I trusted a lot of men that probably I shouldn't, you know. I had definitely had a lot of guys try to take advantage of me. And I've been in like, you know, situations where I had to get out of. Like it happened literally a couple of weeks ago when I was in California at Nobu. Like this guy came and like, you know, put me in a corner and like tried touching me. He got kicked out. Like it was like, it was predatorial. I like came home crying. Like it was not okay.
Nobu Malibu is a wild place.
A lot of things go down at Nobu Malibu. We love it. I don't want to tarnish Nobu because I'm there every week. Like that avocado salad, like I dream about that salad. Like that's the only place I will go just for their salad. Like they put something in there. Okay, I'm telling you.
Crack. Yeah.
Crack. But I couldn't eat Nobu for a year. Like I was sick of it. Like, cause I lived at the Nobu. That felt like a weird thing to say, but I lived at the Nobu for like a couple months, and like the room service was Nobu. It like drive me nuts.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I used to, well, I still do love dating. I do. Like like when I was in college, I like literally every night would love to go out, get dressed up, meet people. Like that's just kind of my personality. But like now, I don't know. And I feel like this is like a general thing that women are starting to realize that like, I don't know, men should not be trusted. I don't know. I feel like I always was like, took on the role, like, I want a man, to lean on and rely on. But like lately, I'm going to be honest, like dating men has become so disappointing. Not to be negative, but like it really has. And it's made me like be in fight or flight. Like I am in fight or flight. And the worst part is like I post my videos on TikTok, I show my life and stuff, and everyone's like, oh yeah, she's a rich man, or she has a rich man in her life. And I mean, sometimes, yeah, of course. But like, oh, someone's, a rich man is paying for her, or if she's not, she's a lady of the night. Like that is like so tarnishing. And like, I don't know. I just like,
those accusations are like really wild. And like every time I see
but I see it, I get it because I'm showing all this glamorous stuff.
But why is
like,
it that when society sees a woman, in a kind of environment where there is money, clearly, that is the first thought that comes to mind.
The first thought is that a man is providing it. It's derogatory. Like it's almost like presumptuous and I don't like it, like obviously. But I think it's just like those little tweaks are like what is feeding the patriarchy. Like it really is. Oh! Okay, hold on. Can you pass me the phone?
Should I grab it?
You guys, who's calling? I swear to God, this happens.
Hello? yes, we're going to use the delayed checkout tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
At 4 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, amazing.
Perfect. Just a late checkout.
Yeah.
They were like, hello, Mr. Scarfone.
Oh yeah, they love me here. I showed up. I booked it under like a pseudonym, like at first, and like I showed up there like, oh hi, Miss Scarfone. I was like, oh, they know. And so they showed me the room, and they were like, do you want something else? Like something. I was like, no, it's perfect. Like thank you. Like I was like, oh, they know me by name. Like I need to get their names. They're so sweet.
They're really sweet at this hotel. Yeah.
I do feel like the hotel industry could revolutionize the checkout time. Like 11 a.m. for Gen Z is like a little bit stark. Like,
no, it's crazy.
I don't remember the last time I actually left the room at 11 a.m.
You know what? Like, my rule is I'm not going to leave until there's a knock on the door. Like once there's a knock on the door and they're like, you got to get out.
No hotel is ever going to want to sponsor us. But it's true. Like, come on. Like, let's, with great times comes with great changes. Like, yeah, I get that the rooms need to be clean. I get it. But like, yeah, I do kind of like wait. I do like a nice late checkout, Like I like
a long sleep, Holly.
I do. I like my sleep. Beauty sleep is important and it's a part of life, Like
I wanted to know because I asked you dating in London.
Oh no.
What is dating in London like?
I said it. I literally said it the other night. Like, I do not trust London boys. I don't. Because they have this, like, they think they're so cool. Well, maybe this is a projection. Because they try to act so European. It's crazy. Like, holding your wine to the side. Like, give me an actual break. Like, literally, your accent is only going to go this far. But I feel like it's everywhere. The men are players here. They are players. Okay. And the women, I feel like, the women are too. Like, I need to get with it. I'm like not really like dating too much here, Like, they date me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's like any other big city though. Like even in New York, like everyone always says like dating in New York is the trenches. Like you're not finding a husband in New York.
I feel like that's the only city left that I can go to.
Do you think so?
I've dated in LA. I've dated in London. Like, what am I going to date in
Paris?
Oh, oui, Paris.
Oh, no.
No,
We've got no. To be
fair,
you know what?
No. Because if I date a Parisian man, I'm not putting down any group. We love the Parisians and mostly everything that they do. But the men, they love their mistresses. They do.
But they're kind of crazy. Like French men are wild, and
but they kind of got it like that.
They're hot.
If you know what I mean.
But
like,
bro, I once went on a date.
What the hell?
I once went on a date with a guy from Paris. He came to London, and he was like, "Oh hey, like I'm gonna be hanging around here. Like, do you want to go for a drink?" And I was like, "Awesome. Like, let's go for a drink."
Yeah.
I go to Soho House to meet him for a drink.
Your second home.
Yeah, and I sit down with him, and it's like hella awkward at first.
Really?
And, you know, whatever, we're talking. And then suddenly, like literally out of the blue, he whips out his laptop.
Oh, I was going to say, is this the guy who like started doing work in front of you?
Yeah.
Like that's
And
insane.
he's
I would be
I
like,
need to take this Zoom call. I'm like, excuse me. So he takes this Zoom call, and like the waiter
that
keeps
man is an
coming up to
optimist.
us,
Marry him.
right?
No,
And
joking.
the waiter keeps coming up to us trying to take our order. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I need a drink at this point.
Yeah.
And every time the waiter comes over, he just puts his hand out.
Oh
wait.
yeah, the French are just
And I
like,
was like,
they know what they
no,
want. They know
this
it.
is
You know, I
rude.
have to respect that. You
And
know.
then he closes his laptop and he was like, oh, I actually really need to run to like my dinner now, but like maybe we'll hang out later. And he was like, I'll walk you to the tube.
Did you ever see him again after that?
Dude, we went to the tube, we got to my stop, and this is genuinely the wildest thing one of the wildest
Yeah.
things that a man has ever done to me after
Yeah.
a date. I like try and like go in for like something.
Okay, I was waiting for you to bring this up because I need to talk to you about this. Okay.
He fist bumps me.
No, okay, that's crazy. He wasn't
Fist
interested.
bumps me.
I'm so sorry to tell you this. He didn't like you.
I got a
Oh,
fist
he's
bump
like-
after a date. And
That's when you just jump in front
No,
of
no,
the
no, but
fucking
you know what
tube.
was
Like
the
that's
most-
just when you're like, that's
you know what
it.
was the most embarrassing part?
Oh.
It was a full carriage of people.
Oh.
And they saw it, and then I had to sit down in front of all of those people and just like, I actually think I started sobbing because it felt like the most embarrassing like experience of my life. And then later on I got a message from him and he was like,
Oh, he messaged you.
yeah, and he was like, because he said maybe I'll see you later,
Yeah.
like if I have some time. And he was like, yeah, like it was really nice meeting you, but like clearly this isn't gonna work out. I'm like, we literally spoke for 3 minutes until you opened your laptop.
Just
to
let
take
him
a Zoom
go.
call.
Let him go.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
He was short anyway.
I always get yeah. You know what? Justice for the short kings. Okay, they always have the best faces. Okay,
Yeah, they're the cute ones.
but I wanted to ask you about this because I feel like this is always the part where I get shy. Like I get shy sometimes. You know, like I'm an outgoing person, but I do like I never know at what point, at what date, like when you're ending it. What are you going for? Is it a kiss? Is it a hug? It baffles me. Like I always get so shy. But isn't the man supposed to initiate it?
But
Like
the best dates, and you know where.
well,
You know where.
after the third, but you know, before. Oh,
I think every good date I've ever, the best date I've ever had
Okay.
was definitely in San Francisco. Like
Okay,
I
you love that
I have to
city.
because that date didn't end. We went out.
that's
at
when you
7
know you're in
p.m.
love. When you just like date them and it just never
It was
stops.
insane. Like we went out for drinks at 7 p.m. and like then we went to a bar, we went to another bar,
Yeah.
and then it was 4 a.m. and then you know like he walked me to my hotel and he was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna see you again tomorrow. I'm gonna take you for a picnic.
Oh, I need that energy.
He's like, it's your last day in San Francisco. I want to show you around. Like,
Yeah.
let's do this, let's do that. I ended up going to this picnic with this guy at 12.
Oh,
and
that's
then I went to his
cute.
place. He cooked me dinner. And then I stayed with him until 8 a.m. the next day until I had to get on my flight. Like,
Bro, consistency is so hot. Like, I don't think men realize that, like, they don't need to do all these grandiose things. I feel like it almost leads to disappointment because they'll do all these great things. And then the next time you see them, they're like, are barely, like, not even doing the bare minimum, below. And you're just like, nobody likes that. Like, at least just do average consistently.
Yeah.
It's like women want to feel trusted. Like, we want to feel trusted around a man.
you don't want to be love
That's what we
bombed
like.
at the start.
Yeah.
Have like all of these big things like dates. Like it'd be super cute.
Yeah.
And then like, because that's what happened with this
And then they
guy.
retract or whatever, and then
And
they
it
go
just
forward.
goes-
It's like,
It's insane. Like, how do you go from 100 to
Yeah.
0 within like
dating is so fun. It is
Yeah.
fun.
a
But you know what?
thrill.
I'm over it a little bit. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't even know if I really even want a man. I always thought I'd have a man, but like, I feel like I'm just dating myself these days. Like I am. I don't know if that's empowering or like depressing, but like, it's just life. Like, it's just life, you know?
I think like throughout your whole life, you always get to know yourself more and more. Like
100%.
I think one thing that I go by in life is that
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you only have yourself. It's
100%.
just
You
me,
were
myself,
born
and I,
yourself.
right?
Yeah.
And it's like, of course, there are people in your life that you can trust.
Yeah.
And of course, at one point you will have a partner
Yeah.
that you might, spend a little bit longer with or, you
Yeah.
know. But at the end of the day, you are...
Sorry, I forgot there's cameras here. I'm like sitting here just like staring at you the whole time, but
I know
like,
look into the main
let
camera.
me like see
Look into the main
some
camera.
poses.
But like it's just you and yourself your whole life, and I think it's so important to like date yourself and know what you like,
100%.
what you love, and
Yeah.
get to know yourself
Yeah.
before you commit to another human being.
I also think that like, I don't know, like in general, like you should just do things that make you happy. Like, for example, we're sitting in a beautiful hotel room right now. I'm with amazing people. I've got a bunch of cameras. It's a whole studio in here, you guys. Like, obviously you don't see this, but it's like, I get shy I get shy talking about this with people. Like, hey, I'm working on this project because like, like I feel like I'm getting vulnerable. It's kind of like our baby. Like, you know, I really enjoy doing it. Like I'm having fun, you know, like I love it. I love getting glam. I love being beautiful. I love being, you know, I just love the fashion of it. I love being in beautiful hotels. But like, I am nervous. Like if I talk to people about it, they're going to judge me. Like, I feel like like I have a certain family member who I love, but like, I feel like she's always trying to bring me back down to earth. Like, you know, maybe you shouldn't be doing that. Or maybe like I don't know. Like, I feel like, I don't know.
But sometimes those people are really needed because sometimes being brought back to earth is because like, it's really easy to lose yourself in like this Delulu land that like.
I love Delulu land. Like, let's all be there. Like, why are we not? Like, I don't know. And my sister, she tried to make me feel crazy yesterday. She goes, yesterday you called me and you were like depressed, crying, screaming on the phone, saying you were never going to talk to that man again. And now you're like, your eyes are gleaming, like you're manic, happy, like it's not normal. Like, should you go speak to somebody?
It is so normal. You can't tell me that every single person that has ever dated has said, I'm never seeing this person again. I'm never speaking to them. And then 10 minutes later reply to their text with like a kiss. Like, please.
Yeah, I called her and like he was over. And she goes, how are things going with so-and-so? Or, you know, any update? I'm like, oh, he's literally sitting in front of me right now. Like, keep your damn voice down. It's like, but I think it's like, I was like, okay, like it is a little bit mental, but it's like, you kind of just have to live your own truth. I know how cliche that sounds, but like, it's also environment. Like if things in my environment are making me not happy, I'm not going to be happy. If I create the environment that I like, it makes me happy. It doesn't mean I'm crazy. And I feel like you have to be a little bit crazy and you do need to take a bet on yourself to do anything substantial. And that's all I know. And I also know that life is like a casino. Life is like a casino. It is. Like you have to take risks to make risks. Sometimes.
On the topic of casino.
Oh no.
Oh, you know what's coming. You know what you know what? Wait, before we start, let's pour some tea. Let's get in the mood this is some tea.
This is like one of Gabriel's like favorite stories about one of my exes. Oh. We're having tea at Claridge's today. And everything is matching accordingly.
It's gonna have to
very demure.
It's gonna have to brew for a bit and I'll pour it, but we can get into the story.
Yeah, let's do it. I can't. I love how we're just like matching everything. I love this hotel. We still love you, the Dorchester, though. We do.
We still love you.
Yeah. You want to pour me up?
It's gonna have
Big
to brew fast, babe.
That's
we
okay.
can start getting into the story.
The tea is brewing.
The tea is brewing.
It's about to brew.
Let's start setting the tone for this.
It's so funny because this guy that like Gabriel is referring to is like literally in London, staying at this hotel. Okay. A few days ago, and he asked me to like come stay, and I was like, ooh. Like maybe I didn't like kind of went close, but you know what I mean. Anyway, this was like a love affair that I had like not too long ago, maybe like what 2 years ago.
It's very star-crossed lovers.
It's like this is a man that like is the invisible string theory. Like I run into him in the weirdest places. Like I ran into him at like 10 a.m. at a Marriott bar. Don't even ask me why I was there at 10 in the morning. It was a whole story in itself. In Miami, okay? Like, I turn around, I was like, I miss so-and-so. And I get up, I turn around, and he literally, it was like out of a movie. There was nobody there. And he turns around and he goes, Holly? I'm like wearing the watch that he gave me. And he's wearing his matching one. Like, we got matching Pateks. But there's a story on how I got that watch.
Go on. Tell us more.
This is what Gabriel loves. So
come on, it's iconic. Like,
okay, so
I want a man to buy me and him matching Patek watches.
So basically, me and this guy, like, we had been dating for a few months, and we decided to go to Vegas together. And so we go to the private casino, and we're just playing, and we're having such a good time. Like, whatever, we love to play blackjack. That's like kind of what bonded us in the beginning. Like I grew up playing cards all the time. Like I love playing blackjack. Just weird, random side, whatever. And like we were playing, having a good time. I don't know if I can say this part either, but like I may have taken a little gummy of sort, not marijuana, maybe like a little mushroom. It's legal. A little mushroom gummy. Like I don't really do that much anymore at all, but like, you know, we were having fun. We had a couple of drinks. The drinks were going. We were sitting at the blackjack table, and he gets up and he goes, "Hey, I'm just going to go to the bathroom." I said, "No worry, babe. Like, go." Okay. So he's in the bathroom. And I just start playing a couple hands. Like, and I'm playing like very conservatively. I'm just like putting 1, 2 chips down a hand, okay? And he comes back from the bathroom. It's like maybe like 5 minutes. And he goes, where did all my chips go? And he's like looking on the table. By the way, let me just add that the chips are like $25,000 each. So like I'm putting down 25, I'm playing with 1 chip, but it's 25 grand, okay? So if I'm playing 2, that's 50 and so on, okay? And it turns out like I had just lost like a couple hands. And so like he goes, where did my chips go? And I like go silent. I'm like, oh, fuck. I like ended up losing $200,000 in 5 minutes. And he was in the casino, like, you know, what is going on? So I just start, what else are you going to do? I just start crying. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I really, like, I didn't know. I'm sorry. Like, what can you say? You know, I didn't know. I did, but I didn't. Obviously, I just wasn't in the right capacity. Like, I do win a lot. I never really lose in blackjack, but like this specific 5-minute streak was not great. Yeah. Anyway, he goes, it's okay, baby, it's okay. And he like ordered like smash burger up into like the thing, and we just like kind of was like crying, eating like a smash burger. And then the next day, like, you know, we're sitting at dinner. Like, I thought he was going to hate me. I was like, that's done. It's done. Like, and if you guys have ever dated a gambler, like, this is the first guy that I dated who, like, kind of liked to gamble. Their mood depends a lot on if they're winning or losing. And I was like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, he's never going to speak to me again. The next day, should I even tell this part?
Do you want to pour some tea before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Do you want me to pour you up, or do you want to?
Can you pour me up?
Of course I can.
Oh, I don't even know if I should I tell the part of how I got the watch?
Yeah.
Okay. Why not? Oh, wow. You guys, it's very proper over here.
You've got your English breakfast.
My English breakfast. I feel like an old Hollywood star with this microphone. Yeah, pour up some tea. For anyone those that are just listening right now, we are just pouring up some tea because we are here in Claridge's, and they've got the best high tea in the world. It's the most luxurious high tea ever. I love it.
Amazing. Would you like some milk?
A little bit, like just a little.
Just a splash?
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, let's try not to get tea on this like $15,000 gown. A little bit of sugar and spice.
Sweet and salty.
Yeah, sweet and salty. And we're sweet tonight. Okay.
Sorry, let me sugar myself up.
Okay.
I'm a sweet boy.
You are a sweet boy.
So I'm, you know.
This is literally a liability right now. Like, I'm sitting here like a mannequin. One false move and like, it's part of my inheritance. Joking. Ha. Tea. Tea. Oh, yeah. Oh, careful. Okay.
Oh. Right.
Okay, ready? Cheers. Love you.
Cheers tea.
You can if you're in Claridge's.
You can cheers tea if you're in Claridge's.
I need to be so careful with this.
Okay, tell us about the Patek.
Okay, we're going to tell the Patek, and then I'm going to let you guys go, okay? So basically, we're like sitting there the next day, and we're at dinner, and like, you guys, I was like infatuated by this guy. Like, I hope he's not watching this. My God, I really hope he's not.
Definitely is.
No! He swears he has no social media. Okay, that's sus in itself, but like, whatever. He does, okay? He's watching this. But we're sitting at dinner, and like, I would never tell him this. Like, I would never. I feel like I always like try to play it cool, but like, we're sitting at dinner the next day, and like, you know, like he looks there, he's sitting nice, he's wearing a watch. I don't really know much about watches at the time. Like, you know, my dad has some watches, and like, I'm more of a bad girl. And like, I was just like trying to like compensate for the night before, like try to just be really sweet to him. So I was like, oh, like that's a sexy watch you're wearing. Like, I was like, I like your watch. You know, a man loves to hear about themselves and their watch. You know, if you're a woman watching this, compliment his watch. He loves it. And men don't get that many compliments in general. So when you do it, it like goes a long way. And he goes, oh, like, thank you so much. Like, do you want one? And I was like, oh, like, I'm thinking like, oh, let's be cute. Like, he had a black watch. I was like, let's be cute. Like, I'll get a white one. We'll do yin and yang, you know, like he pulled me a couple colors. He goes, here are some. And like, there was like white and like dark blue. Like, I guess this is a hard watch to get. And so I was like, let's do white. Like, let's just yin and yang. I wanted to be just like cutesy about it. Okay. Within 5 hours, he had this watch that is like impossible to get delivered, okay, to where we were staying. And like, I don't even want to tell the next part. And then I was like, oh, this is, yeah, anyway. And then I find out that it's a Patek, and it's like retails for like a disgusting amount of money. I was like, Oh, that's like kind of sweet.
Kind of sweet.
That's like kind of cute of you. Thanks. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. What am I supposed to say? Like, I remember saying something on the lines like, this was the first major gift that he had ever given me. And I was like, oh, like, you know, in my mind, I was like, you know, a Birkin could have been like, oh, my dream. Like when I was young, you know, I always wanted just a Birkin, you know? And like, this was like years ago, you guys. Well, before I said it wasn't, but it was a couple years ago. And he goes, what? Like, you would rather a Birkin than this? And like, I was just like sitting there like, sound guy's getting me like, I'm so sorry. But yeah, anyway, turns out to be like one of my favorite things. It's comfortable. It's nice. Shout out to you know who. And that's the story. Gabriel loves it. I mean, that's the lore of the watch. Yeah. But yeah, I run into him everywhere, you guys. Like he's always in the same restaurant, different cities across the world.
We went to Cipriani the other night.
We were at Cipriani the night.
And Holly was in the car and like...
I was like...
And mind you, the way... We were delayed to get there. Like there was a lot of things that like affected us getting there later than we should have. And we were in the car and she's like, I don't know. I just have a feeling. Like I just have a feeling we're going to run into him. And I'm like, shut up. It's fine. No, we're not. Like you're just stressing. Like he's in the same city. You're in the, like obviously London's small, but like it's fine. We get out of the car and continue. I
swear to God, I saw the back of his head get into a car. I said, that's so-and-so. I was like, that's the back of his head. I dated him for X amount. I know his head. Yeah, turns out later, like, you know, through the grapevine, it literally was him. So
we missed him by just a couple of seconds.
By the grace of God. And on that note, cheers to everybody watching. Thank you so much for always supporting me.
That camera for us.
Oh, thank you.
Thank them into the camera.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening and supporting. Obviously, this is such a new thing and project, but I'm super excited to be here and letting me yap to you guys in these gorgeous couture gowns. I feel very like Camp Met Gala today, and I'm loving it. Like I'm feeling very Claridge's. But and also thank you to Gabriel. I love you so much.
I love you too.
But that concludes our episode of Sweet and Salty with Holly Scarfoni. And you know where to follow me. I'm on Instagram at Holly Scarfoni, my YouTube, Holly Scarfoni, and my TikTok, you can guess it, Holly Scarfoni.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. Love you. Bye.